Okay, this is part 5. I also want to talk about, did you know that it's illegal to catch rainwater? Because one of the elite families says that they own the weather. They own the skies, they own everything. Which, that can't, that's gotta go off the books. I mean, nobody could own the rain. I mean, it's God-given. They can't do it. And I think that the banks are getting too much of a bailout. All the QEs has got to stop. Stop all the QEs. And audit the Federal Reserve. Because if they refuse the audit, then we don't owe the debt. Because how are we supposed to know where our money's going if there's no trace of it? There's no point to it. And if they refuse, we can always just void out the debt and just open up the U.S. Treasury. And I don't think the bank should be allowed to charge like 29.99% interest. I think probably the maximum is 2%. On credit cards and loans and stuff like that. 2%. And they're attacking the government. The elected government is attacking our religious beliefs, our Christian societies, and all of them. And that's part of the Constitution. I mean, we love all religions. We love all cultures. And they're being infringed on, which is not right at all. We're really a Christian country. That's why everything says in God we trust. But it's also freedom of religion is why it says in God we trust. Because it's whatever God that you believe in. And no one should have the right to say, oh, you have to believe in this religion or that religion. No one should have the right to do that. Because it's your right to believe whatever you want to believe. And we should have stricter laws for people that violate the peace. I mean, police officers, you're just walking down the street and they want to stop and frisk or you know, bomb you with questions and stuff. It's none of their business where you're going. It isn't. You didn't commit a crime. You're not under arrest. It's none of their business. And that's in violation of your freedom of movement. It's just, it has to stop. And did you know that America has a peacetime flag? Yeah, we do. And the flag that we're flying now is the war flag. And Congress didn't declare war on anybody. And we should bring the peacetime flag back. It's been since before 1913, I believe, is when we had our peacetime flag. But then when they signed up with the Federal Reserve in 1913, that's when they did away with the peacetime flag, and that's all we've been flying is the war flag. And all the police actions has got to stop. I mean, apparently we're $17 trillion in debt. We can't afford the wars, so the wars need to quit. I mean, we're in, what, 12 wars right now, they're saying, but they're all police actions. It's just crazy. And our U.S. postal system, what's up with that? We have to be able to get our mail. If it wasn't for our mail system, you know, the Pony Express, we wouldn't be where we are today. I mean, that's something that we got to protect. We got to protect the U.S. Postal Service. And I know that, you know, while, you know, technology, the computer, and really people pay all their bills online and stuff like that, I don't think that's right. Our postal system is very important. It's part of our culture. It's part of our history. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have the Pony Express. People will vote on a law when the time comes up. If you want to pass a law or an act, which isn't a law, regulations, rules that aren't laws. We don't have to follow those. Ordinances, no, we don't have to follow them. They're not our laws. Not laws for the people, they're your laws. It's what you put your guys down on, not us. And I think that there should be an 8-year term limit on all systems. You know, if you're a judge, you can only be a judge for 8 years. If you're a senator, you can only be a senator for 8 years. Congress, 8 years. Just like the president can only be in there for 8 years. The only one that was in there for 3 terms was George Washington, and there's nobody still today is smarter than George Washington. That's why he got 3 terms, not anybody else. And I believe that the retirement age should be the age of 55, with no restrictions. I mean, we really got to bring back we really need to bring back the voucher system. I mean, they're being herded like cattle. Oh, well, you live here, but let's change the rules, and you have to go outside smoking. And you're 80-something years old on oxygen or whatever. You got to go outside in the back with no covering or hardly any place to sit. And the weather, rain, sleet, shine, it don't matter. And you have to go outside and smoke after you already signed your year lease through the HUD system. Or you have 30 days to get out. I mean, really, who has the money to do that when you're poor and you're on a fixed income? And the farmers need protection. I mean, if it wasn't for our farmers, we wouldn't have food. I mean, we got to bring back the organic food for the United States. I know that we came up with GMO to be able to try to end world hunger and stuff like that, but it's causing too many problems. And I think that when you do your taxes, you know, the state tax and the federal tax through the IRS systems, the independent IRS systems, they should have an option. Would you like to donate $10 to the farming community of your state? I think they should have that. I think Idaho has that option, or they require it or something, where it's $10 out of your tax. You know, when you do your taxes, $10 a year to help their farming communities. I think they should have that everywhere. But it's an option. You don't have to do it. And the people will not allow a company to restrict natural water flow. What's up with that? I mean, really. Just because you're rich, you think you could just block a waterway. No. You could move a part of it. You know, like dig a trench or whatever, and move where you want it to go, but you can't block the main flow of nature. I mean, we know that we have to have dams and stuff like that, but they're still putting out water. Not where you could just hog the whole water system for yourself. That should be illegal. And we don't mind funding, you know, like NASA and stuff like that, but if the president's going to allow, you know, it's worse than Watergate. I mean, they just give it to China. Give it to, you know, anybody else. You know, if that stuff is true, I mean, that's like the biggest crime ever. Which I hope it's not true. You know, giving our technology like that away. It'd be a shame. People will bring free markets and competition by state to state. People will, people to people, company to company, investors. And once a month, companies should have an open mic day. Say the second Monday of each month, if it don't land on a holiday. You know, like 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. For ideals. You know, because people come up with ideals that might improve, you know, the way of living, and they have to go through some other type of system. It's not right.